Making a home-cooked meal from scratch is hard enough. But when you have to get into your car and drive all the way to your food, you might as well go hungry. That's why we invented delivery. For those days when you don't feel like cooking or really even moving, nothing beats pulling out your phone and making dinner come to you. But how did this whole door-to-door dance get started? Well, today, we're shipping out the history of food delivery. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel and let us know in the comments below what other food services you would like to hear about. All right, time to stand and deliver.
Tell me something. What situation isn't improved by pizza?
Takeout food dates back thousands of years, all the way back to Roman times. Back then, those toga-wearing ancients would swing by the thermopolia, or cook shop, and grab a quick bite to go. But this required movement, and after a long day watching lions rip men from limb to limb, who's got the energy for that? Unfortunately, it wasn't until much later, when Italy's King Umberto I and his first cousin/wife, Queen Margherita, took a trip down to Naples in the summer of 1889, that dinner grew its first pair of legs. According to legend, during her stay at the Palace of Capodimonte, Queen Margherita grew tired of all of the palace's fancy French cuisine, and she wanted to instead get down and dirty with what the peasants were eating. So she requested that someone fetch her some pizza, which at the time was mostly regarded as poor people food, unfit for royal consumption. The palace officials pinched their noses but obliged, and they sent a request to the then century-old pizza joint Pizzeria di Pietro e Basta Così, which translates to Pietro's Pizzeria and that's enough, and they ordered famous pizza maker Raffaele Esposito to come deliver 3 of his best pies. He brought with him a white pizza layered with cheese, basil, and pork lard, a pizza loaded with fried little baby fish, also known as whitebait, and most famously, a pizza with mozzarella, basil, and tomato, the white, green, and red ingredients representing the colors of the newly created Italian flag. It was love at first bite. Queen Margherita apparently loved the pizzas so much, particularly the third one, which would soon be named after her, that royal representatives issued an official document to demonstrate her appreciation. In this document, which translated states that the 3 kinds of pizza prepared for Her Majesty were found to be delicious, still hangs at the Pizzeria di Pietro to this day, which now operates under the name of Pizzeria Brandi. While many historians doubt that any bit of this story is true, some even going so far as to question the validity of this official document, it created a mythology around both the invention of Margherita pizza and the broader rise in pizza's popularity that still has believers to this day. What's more, while no official pizza delivery services would start for some time to come, this legend marks the first ever mention of pizza being delivered straight to someone's door. No word on whether Raffaele Esposito made it to the Queen in 30 minutes or less. Shortly thereafter, in 1890, the first known meal delivery service began operating in India's rapidly growing Bombay, the city otherwise known today as Mumbai. At the time, Bombay did not have many takeout services or fast food joints, and as more and more workers moved into the city from all over India, a need grew for lunchtime meals. According to legend, one banker decided that, in order to save some time and to make sure he could eat food he actually wanted, he would pay for someone to swing by his house every day to pick up a home-cooked meal and bring it to him at work. Others soon took notice, and it wasn't long before just about everyone wanted their own personal lunch courier. Enter Mahadio Havaji Bache, along with his 100-man legion of lunch-slinging cyclists and handcart pushers. Mahadio became the first businessman to formalize this growing lunchtime delivery system, thereby becoming the first known business to offer any kind of food delivery. By collecting a complex web of workplaces and home addresses, his bike-riding, cart-pushing army would swing directly by workers' homes to pick up nice, warm, home-cooked meals and then bring the food to the workers' workplaces at specific scheduled times. Mahadio's delivery men soon became known as the Dabawalas, which translates to ones who carry the box, and operations expanded rapidly into the 1900s. What's more, the Dabawalas are still around today. In Mumbai, there are said to be around 5,000 active Dabawalas, all of whom collectively deliver 200,000 lunches on any given day. Even as other food delivery services have popped up all over India, the Dabawalas remain one of the only major services in town that picks up food directly from homes rather than restaurants. Over in the US, takeout was popularized by the late 1800s, and by the 1920s, takeout options were just about everywhere. Then in 1922, along came Los Angeles' Kin Shu Cafe. That year, the Kinshu Cafe put out an ad that claimed it was the only place on the West Coast making and delivering real Chinese dishes. While this marked the first known time that a restaurant was offering delivery within the U.S., the onset of the Great Depression squelched any further hopes for increased delivery options. That is, until the close of the Second World War, when Americans were suddenly a whole lot richer, and many veterans, fresh from Europe and Asia, craved foreign cuisine. Pizza, in particular, which had hardly caught on in America prior to the 1940s, was suddenly a hot commodity. Everyone wanted a taste of the za, and soon Italian restaurants began popping up everywhere and offering pizzas to go. The first known food delivery service in the U.S., like the Kinshu Cafe before it, started in Los Angeles. In the 1950s, Casa de More started to offer free delivery on all orders greater than $2.50. With the concurrent rise of television, the never leave home option became a quick hit, and it didn't take long for other restaurants to start offering pizza delivery too. All the while, an entirely different mode of takeout dining was on the rise. In 1947, the first ever drive-through restaurant, an upgrade to the already popular drive-in restaurant, opened up. It was called Red's Giant Hamburg, and it became a Route 66 staple in Springfield, Missouri for 5 whole decades, until it was torn down in 1997. But if you want a taste of the original drive-thru today, there's still hope. Even though the OG building was torn down in '97, businessmen David Campbell and Greg Lott purchased the rights to the Red's Giant Hamburg brand, and in 2019, they rebuilt the restaurant from the ground up. While this reconstruction may not be located in the exact same Route 66 spot as the original Red's, and while it may no longer have a functioning drive-thru, it does faithfully recreate the Red's Giant Hamburg aesthetic and menu, giving today's customers the opportunity to sink their teeth into a super burger or some chili cheese fries. But back to the 1940s. In 1948, just 1 year after Red's Giant Hamburg opened, another new restaurant hopped aboard the drive-thru train. The restaurant was called In-N-Out, and its destiny would be to form a California cult following rivaled only by Jonestown. As drive-thru options soon expanded all across America, so did America's appetite for easy eating. And as more and more households came to own multiple vehicles, people increasingly wanted to put those cars to work. As the century moved on, delivery services became increasingly competitive. Some restaurants even used the speed of their delivery as a selling point for their food, advertising delivery in 30 minutes or less or your money back.
34 minutes. 4 minutes late. Pizza's free.
Come on, you guys live 2 towns away. It's pretty much impossible to get here in 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Still, most 20th century deliveries were still performed by pizza places. But all of that was set to change with the internet. You know, that thing Al Gore invented. In 1994, Pizza Hut launched one of the world's first ever forays into online commerce. They called it PizzaNet. It was an entirely new way to order pizza, or to order anything for that matter, so much so that some thought PizzaNet was just a prank marketing campaign. It was 100% real though, and for 3 glorious years, customers in the Santa Cruz area could open up the PizzaNet website, place their orders using their shaky AOL dial-up connections, and have piping hot pizza delivered right to their front door. Then, just 1 year later, in 1995, an all-new kind of online food delivery service launched. The Worldwide Waiter, otherwise known today as Waiter.com, became the first ever major service to offer pickup and delivery from a variety of restaurants. Soon, food delivery services started popping up just about everywhere, and by the 2000s, most major pizza brands had followed in PizzaNet's footsteps. All the while, tech entrepreneurs continued launching all-new food delivery platforms, which became increasingly more commonplace with the advent of the smartphone. These services made use of all that takeout ingenuity developed over the course of the 20th century, providing delivery options for restaurants that previously only offered dine-in, drive-thru, and carry-out. The murderer's row of app-based delivery services includes Grubhub, which was founded in 2004, Postmates, founded in 2011, DoorDash, which opened its doors for dashing in 2013, and Uber Eats, flicking on its Open for Business sign in 2014. 2020's pandemic launched a heyday for food delivery. During the first wave of lockdowns, as the broader restaurant industry struggled to stay afloat, food delivery platforms saw a 70% profit increase. Likewise, restaurants that adapted to this new trend had much greater success than those that had simply waited for lockdowns to ease. As behaviors that were picked up in 2020 ossified into regular habits, customers remained loyal to these delivery services, even after sit-down options returned. Though the pace of growth among these services has certainly slowed down from pandemic highs, they've managed to keep up momentum and to never again dip back beneath 2020 levels. Today, about 80% of all Americans get food delivered at least once per month, and about 6% of Americans eat some form of takeout for at least one meal on any given day. What's more people today report having had food delivered straight to home than they do sitting down in restaurants or picking food up for themselves, and a whopping quarter of all Americans claim to order food delivery more than 5 times in any given month. Averaged out evenly among the population, the typical American orders delivery 55 times per year and spends just shy of $1,850 annually, about $650 of which consists of delivery fees, service fees, and tips. Of all the foods that are delivered in America, French fries are the most popular, followed closely by burgers, tacos, and pizza. And of all the third-party companies that offer food delivery, the DoorDash umbrella, which includes the company's subsidiary Caviar, is winning out. For example, in December of 2023, DoorDash accounted for 66% of all food delivery sales, followed by Uber Eats at 23%. For those that just can't get enough food delivery, or for those whose wallets can't handle another straight-to-your-door order, many of those food delivery services have even started to offer monthly subscription plans. DoorDash has Dash Pass, Uber Eats offers Uber One, and Grubhub has Grubhub Plus, each of which cost customers about $10 a month. And with the ever-increasing costs of food delivery, these subscription services may be the only way some can afford the convenience without having to bounce a rent check. But ultimately, isn't the convenience of getting burgers and fries sent right to your door worth spending a night or two in your car? Especially if the radio still works. So what do you think? Is food delivery super convenient or just super pricey? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.